At 10 a.m., we're calling to order the Tuesday, October 19th Board of Commissioners meeting. Would you please rise with us and say the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. At this time, we will accept any public comment for items that do not appear on today's agenda. We will take public comment for items as they are under consideration. Is there any public comment at this time? Okay. We are seeing none. We will move into any need for additions to the agenda. Any additions that we needed to take for our agenda today?
Well, I'm aware of.
Okay. Seeing none, we will move forward. We will look for a motion to approve our meeting minutes from the Board of Commissioners meeting and a work session.
Motion to approve the minutes from the October 12th Board of Commissioners meeting and the work sessions.
I will second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any final discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried. Okay. For Proclamation 34 of 2021, we are looking to recognize the 76th anniversary of the establishment of the United Nations and also recognize the work that's done by the United Nations Association of Center County that brings together dozens and dozens of individuals in our community that are from different countries from around the world. We're really blessed to have a cultural institution such as the university in our community that brings a variety of different individuals from all walks of life, from all countries, into Center County. And so the message this year is creating a blueprint for a better future, which the United Nations, that's their theme this year. And again, the United Nations Association of Center County is going to be holding a meeting. I believe it's this upcoming week. They're going to be doing that via Zoom. So if anybody can attend, we encourage them to do so. So we look, and we'll be reading this proclamation at the meeting or presenting it there. So we look for a motion to adopt this proclamation.
Motion to adopt Proclamation number 34 of 2021, recognizing the 76th anniversary of the establishment of the United Nations.
I will second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any final discussion on this? We're seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion has carried. Okay. All right. To begin today, we're going to have a presentation from Chad Joyce and Beth Leckman to talk a little bit about a new website that people can use to get trusted information for our elections process. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
I'm going to go ahead and let Chad go first. He's going to discuss the .gov.
Yes, .gov is the top-level domain for U.S.-based government organizations. It is managed by CISA, which is the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency, a component of Department of Homeland Security. There is an application, a review, and approval process every entity must take part of in order to have the .gov domain. And this is to ensure that only those verified government organizations possess the domain. Having that really adds a level of trust and credibility for the citizens, that they know when they visit a website or receive an email from something that has .gov domain, that it is a credible and trusted source. So it just adds that distinction to our Center County Votes website, which was approved about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
And then I'm just going to discuss the new look and feel of our website. We have the tiles on the website, so there's a lot of information that voters can go to the county web and locate. The one thing that I would like to address is the frequently asked questions tab. This has a lot of the information that you'll find in the other tabs just in one location. So if you click on that, there's, how do I vote by mail? How do I request my mail-in ballot? It also tells you where the secure Dropbox locations are, early voting at the Willowbank building, voting procedures during COVID, where do I go to vote? So this tab here has a lot of those questions that a lot of the voters are looking to get answered. So if they go to the frequent asked questions tab, they'll find that information. Also, there are some other tabs on here. You can find your sample ballots. The one thing for the sample ballots, you do need to know your precinct number. So I suggest that you check your voter status and find your precinct before looking for your sample ballot. And then at the top of the page, you're going to see some deadlines, important deadlines. We're going to update this now that the voter registration deadline is passed. We're going to update this with the mail-in ballot deadline, which is October 26th. So just some new look and feel for the website and some questions that you might ask. And then after the election, you will see the results tabs get updated, and they'll be moved to the top. So then you'll get the results information at the top of the page.
One of the questions we get asked a lot is on election night, the tally count, if you will, as the precincts come in. Will there be a tile for that night?
Yes, these tiles here are going to be updated, and then they'll be placed at the top, and you'll be able to find the election results coming in on election night at the tiles at the top.
And a question for both Chad and Beth. Is the site mobile friendly? I just checked it on my phone, and it seems to be okay.
It is. WordPress was chosen last year, partly due to the fact that it is a mobile-friendly site.
Good, good. Yeah, because I noticed the screen on my phone was completely reformatted compared to what was up on the presentation here, so.
Yeah, that's pretty typical. Websites sometimes reformat on mobile devices just for better compatibility and better viewing on that
Just
device.
being able to- Yeah, exactly, just being able to see it, so. Good, good.
Excellent. Okay, well, great. Again, another trusted resource. It just elevates and enhances the ability for residents and voters to know they're getting secure and trusted information. So thanks for all the work on this, and we look forward to seeing more ways that we can enhance the security of our elections. So appreciate it
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thanks.
I think a question that you had asked last time, Commissioner, was does the .com website still redirect? And it does. We should mention that as well. If you go to centercountyvotes.com, it will redirect then automatically to the Center.
We still own it then?
That's right. Yes, correct.
Good.
Yep, yep.
Let's continue to control that.
Absolutely, yep. Okay. All right, so, well, with that, we're going to welcome up our Controller, Scott Sayers, to talk about a work statement between us and the DOH. So we'll welcome you up, Scott. Please. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Scott.
Morning,
Good
gentlemen.
morning. Good morning.
Morning.
What we're here about is we're receiving grant money from the Department of Health in order to bridge the gap between our computer software and reporting the electronic death certificates, all electronic. And what it is, it's a grant that'll help bridge that gap. So when we put our information in our computer software, Quincy, it'll transpose right from our program into the Department of Health's electronic reporting death system. We're getting two grant checks for the amount of $5,000 with two increments, and it's going to help us be able to do this.
We've been doing this for a few years now. It gives good data back to the state, and then it helps us with a little bit of revenue. But it's more work for your folks and your team, but it helps us with a little bit of extra revenue. So we appreciate the work you do, again, to get some good data reported out there. So thank you, Scott. Thank you.
And I assume it also reduces typographical errors, too. Yeah, very good.
All right. Thank you. So we would,
Thank you.
absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Corner. We look for a motion to add it to next week's consent agenda.
Motion to add the work statement with the Department of Health to next week's consent agenda.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any final discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion is carried. Okay. All right, and we'll welcome up Norma Spackman at this time to discuss our agreement with Code Red Services. Good morning, Norm.
Good morning. Asking approval for our annual contract renewal with OnSolve LLC to provide our Code Red public notifications during any emergencies in Center County. The contract is for the year 2022 at a cost of $10,473.75.
Thank you very much, Norm. Any questions or comments on this?
So that's a flat fee. If you use it every day, it's still the same amount?
Yeah, we get so many minutes per
Okay.
year, but we don't, never seem to go over that.
Yeah,
so.
okay. I didn't know how that worked. All right, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. Seeing none, we look for a motion.
Motion to add the contract renewal with OnSolve LLC to next week's consent agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any final discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried. Thank you, Norm.
Thank you.
We have several human service agencies present. We'll turn it over to Natalie Corman for these items. Good morning, Natalie.
Good morning. So the first item is our MOU with the Pennsylvania Association of Area Agencies on Aging for the Elder Cottage Housing Opportunity ECHO program. So this was an opportunity that we had done last year to partner with Housing Transitions to develop a new housing opportunity through PHFA. We were awarded that opportunity, and the MOU just outlines the responsibility that we have as the Office of Aging in terms of the referral process, being able to, once an individual moves into the home, if they need additional supports, services, and so forth. We had our solicitor review it, received feedback from P4A, the association, PHFA, in terms of just the agreement to make sure that it was a new one for us, and so we did that process, and so we bring that forth today. Housing Transitions is currently looking at sites and to start that build in the near future.
Okay, thank you, Natalie. Any questions or comments on this? Okay. All right, we look for a motion.
Motion to add the MOU with the Pennsylvania Association of Area Agencies on Aging to next week's consent agenda.
It's been moved and seconded. Any final discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried. Okay.
Okay, so for items 1, 2, and 3 for MHID, this is all for our current block grant year. And so it includes CARES Essential Pennsylvania, specific to community-based services within our intellectual disability program. Community services groups provide an array of, whether it's our psychiatric rehab or residential or outpatient services. And then finally is skills, which is large for us in terms of all the different services. Again, our psychiatric rehab, our clubhouse, supported employment, peer, and services specific to our intellectual disability programs. And all of them are funded through our block grant with our county match.
Thank you, Natalie. Any questions or comments on items 1 through 3?
No, that's good. I was just at Good Day Cafe yesterday, so similar type organizations here.
All right, we look for a motion then.
Motion to add the mental health, intellectual disability, early intervention, items 1 through 3 to next week's consent agenda.
I'll second that.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any final discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried. Okay, and then for
So for adult services, there are a number of them in terms of current for previous fiscal year. So going back to July 1, 2020 through June 30, 2021, we had some additional funding within our block grant that we were able to, specific to some of our emergency shelters, so Housing Transitions and Youth Service Bureau, receive funding within our block grant to assist with that. So that's contracts 1 and 3 for them. Contract 2 is for Housing Transitions. That's specific to our Emergency Solutions Grant, the HUD program, which has been before the board recently. That is that contract grant. Contracts 4, 5, and 6 are renewals for us in terms of our current block grant. So whether that's Center Helps or that's all 3 are Center Helps. So whether they're helping us with their ERAP program, case management, or community helpline, the 24/7 INR line, that's all funded, whether through ERAP or block grant. And then 7, 8, 9, and 10 are again finishing up our previous block grant year again. Just making sure that, if services went above and beyond the contracted amount for them, that we had funding to meet that contracted amount for our services. So obviously CVIM had a large increase for case management needs last year. We were able to provide additional funding within our block grant to help offset that. Again, because of the flexibility within the block grant, we can do that. Also with Center Helps, also having additional need for case management as people were having needs and highlighted. So we did all of those for that. And then the final one was the Home for Good grant funds, which just came before the board, I think 2 weeks ago. That contract addendums with Housing Transitions to finish spending out that additional $16,999. Yep.
Excellent. Any questions or comments on any of these items?
Oh, great to see a substantial amount of additional services being provided to Center County citizens.
Yep.
Okay, we look for a motion.
Motion to add adult services, items 1 through 11 to next week's consent agenda.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. Any final discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried. Thank you,
Okay,
Natalie.
thank you.
Thanks.
We look for a motion to approve this week's consent agenda.
Motion to approve this week's consent agenda.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried. Okay, all right, we're heading down to liquid fuels and fee for local use. We'll turn it over and welcome up Ann Mesner from our Planning and Community Development Office to talk a little bit about this. Ann, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. What you have before you today are two letters from CEDACOG for two projects. Just as background information, these projects have been in the planning and development stage for quite some time now. We're going on almost 2 years. And neither project has been successful in acquiring grant funding. And so what you're seeing today for Milesburg Borough as well as Port Matilda Borough are two projects that are essentially being resubmitted to try to get funding. And the scopes of the projects have not changed. And I have to say, I'm really grateful for CEDACOG for all their effort. They've really acted as a consultant for us on their own time to get these projects done. And without their assistance and expertise, because of the location of the rail line, the projects would not be as strong as they are. It's just the competition statewide is just huge. And we are hopeful that one of these will pull through, but don't know yet. Did you have any questions?
And so it looks like, Ann, essentially what we're doing is we're just basically reaffirming our commitment to allocate fee for local use to $5 fee for these two projects.
Correct.
It looks like there's even a little bit of a decrease in each one by about $5,000.
Yes, they've tried very hard to keep costs down, and as they have reevaluated these multiple times, they have found some cost savings.
Okay, good. Any other questions or comments?
No, good work.
I don't want to make an assumption, but is there anybody to speak on from either of the boroughs or either of the municipalities on this today?
Not today.
Not today, okay, I just wanted to check. But we know that we did receive letters from CEDACOG expressing their support for this. And so, again, I think it's important for us to reaffirm our commitment and hope they do great on the MTF application, so, okay. All right, we look for a motion then to approve the letters of support.
Motion to approve the letters of support for Port Matilda and Milesburg boroughs.
Second.
That's been moved and seconded. Any final discussion, comments on this? Okay, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion is carried. Okay, thank you, Ann, very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we have no administrator's report today, but we do have our check run, Commissioner Higgins.
Smaller than normal check run, about half normal size, in the amount of $662,676.36. The checks of the week are to the same company. We've got two checks, I believe of $10,000 each, to Universal Title, and those are for two of the local housing first-time homebuyer programs. So would like to thank Betsy Barnt, the realtors, the mortgage originators, and the title companies for their assistance in helping out our first-time homebuyers. I think we're, if things continue, probably going to set a new record this year for the number of first-time homebuyer families assisted. So would like to make a motion to approve the check run dated October 15th.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve the check run. Any final discussion on the check run? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried. Okay, then we'll turn it over to Commissioner Dershowitz.
Okay, this morning, our voter registration count is 105,107 registered voters. That's down 12 voters from last report. And the highlight reel is 44,119 Democratic registrants, 143 Green Party, 681 Libertarian, 14,089 no affiliation, and 42,207 Republicans, which leaves all others at 3,868. And among that 3,868 of the minor parties, I would like to highlight a new party, and it may well be one of my favorite new party opportunities to announce, the Apple Juice Party. And the Juicers have one registered voter here in Center County, so we would like to recognize the Apple Juice Party and all its.
I wonder what their party plank stands for.
Well,
For everyone?
yeah, I'm thinking it has something to do with fall and
All right.
seasonal activities. So I'm glad we got to highlight them. No, the precinct feature of today is College Township Precinct number 44, which is College West. They vote at the College Township Municipal Building. In the primary, there were a total of 1,294 total registered voters. There were 235 ballots cast in precinct 44, which leads to a percentage voter turnout of 18.16%. And we'd like to recognize the folks that make it happen, and that is Jennifer Cohn is the judge of elections. The minority inspector is Mary Jane Havanack, and the majority inspector is Amy Greenberg, and the clerk is John Cohn III. So, again, we want to thank College Township and allowing us the opportunity to use their facility, and we'll just see you in a few weeks. So, there you have it.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. All right, any executive sessions to report?
Yes, the Board of Commissioners met in an executive session on Thursday, October 14th, from 10:05 to 10:14 a.m. to discuss a security issue.
Okay. All right, thank you, Margaret. All right, we see, just to double check, any members of the press with us today? Okay. All right, we will look for a motion to adjourn then at this time. Oh, please, yes, sir.
Can I speak or say something?
Oh, sure, so we did public comment opportunity at the beginning of the meeting, no, not a worry, but we can always offer that opportunity if you'd like to address us. Yeah, please, yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for your service, sir. I was just reading about some military history this morning at breakfast.
Good morning. My name's Don Morgan. Other than 4 years to the Navy, I've been a lifetime resident of Snowshoe Township in the Mountaintop region. The reason I'm here today is because I'm not good at writing editorials, and I don't have a computer to do emails to the CDT. What I noticed on our bank up there yesterday morning, the notice that was posted on the door kind of prompted me to like to be the last straw. Since the 70s, I've always heard of the Mountaintop region of Center County being the recreational backyard of Center County, and included the whole Mountaintop area. And it's just, as far as I know at this time, we have the Rails to Trails organization has over 4,000 members. In the last 25 or 30 years, a lot of the large absentee landowners have sold off their property, and they've been developed into hundreds of recreational homes or cabins. The Game Commission keeps coming up with more and more hunting seasons, which brings more people and hunters and outdoor people to the Mountaintop area. So with all that in mind, we've lost our grocery store, our hardware store, our drug store. Important to a lot of us senior citizens is our medical center, and as of yesterday morning, the Jersey Shore State Bank is going to close January 18th of next year. So now, unless you work or over here somewhere in State College or Bellefonte, you got to find transportation. And as far, I've used a county van before, provided you have 4 days notice. What is being done to help the Mountaintop? CBICC, I watch the newspapers. Every time some new business comes to Center County or wants to start up, where do they direct them? Oh, you got to be near State College, near Penn State for their expertise. What happened to video conferencing and all that stuff? Now, if there's something they don't want near State College or the Center region, oh, let's put it up on the Mountaintop or down in Penns Valley somewhere. You know, I'm a registered Democrat, and I voted for 2 county commissioners before, and when I vote for whoever I feel is going to do the best job, or is doing the best job, or do a better job. And I'm always glad to see Commissioner Dersham make it each time. But it seems like all your attention is about State College and the Center region, and all these outlying areas, we've become bedroom communities. And you have to travel. Price of gasoline's gone through the roof. Go to doctor's appointments or anything. It was so convenient having the medical center there. And after 30 years with M&T Bank, I moved my account to Jersey Shore because my parents taught me if you don't take care and patronize your local businesses as much as you can, they will go away. And that's what's happened on the Mountaintop. So with all the people traveling through there and coming up there for recreation, why can't something be done? because come the next election, if I don't see, people don't start seeing some action, and as far as I've talked to Stephanie Berkowitz, and all you get is we're working on it. We're working on it. We've been hearing that for 2 years since the holes burned, and it seemed like our Democrat commissioners, it's like you're worried about whether somebody wore a mask to the Trump rally or some event in State College or whatever. And as far as the masking and the mandates, oh, that's another thing. You spend $12,000 to study a new health department. That's all we need is another layer of government in this county. We need a medical center in Snowshoe. We need a drugstore. It just seems like attention's everywhere else but where it needs to be. Something needs to be done to get business up there, to get the facilities that we need up there. And I was on the planning commission years ago when we set up zoning in Snowshoe Township. We have several industrial areas, but where do they go? Got to be near Penn State.
Apologies, just about a 30-second warning.
Okay.
No, you're good, sir.
All righty. So that's why I come here today. When I saw a notice on the bank that they're closing now, I said, I got to come and say something. So we got to get some things going on the mountaintop. I mean, the dollar store's up there if you want to buy plastic decorations for a holiday. It's 6 months away, but things you need, they don't have. So we need all those things back on the mountaintop. We need some employment for people so they don't have to spend a gazillion dollars in gasoline a year driving back and forth. So hope you get to see something done. If you run for office again, if somebody runs against you, I might give them the campaign slogan, it's time to flush the pipe. Or, in Berkowitz's case, we may have to bring Mike Hahn out of retirement. But maybe I shouldn't have spoke that way about it, but I'm just fed up with the mountaintop being ignored. Okay, if I offended anybody, I apologize, but
Not a worry, not a worry.
All righty.
I'm glad we were able to fit you in at the end.
All righty,
We didn't
thank
have
you very much.
Absolutely. We didn't have one
Can I-
moment. No, one moment. We didn't have a heavy agenda, so that was helpful. What we'd love is if you, no, it's okay. If you could, oh, sure.
hearing aids went bad.
No, not a worry. If you,
The announcement at the first meeting.
that's not a worry. If you could leave us your phone number and your address, and what we'll do is we'll put a written correspondence together for you, outlining some of the projects that we've worked on in the mountaintop and specifically in the Snowshoe area. But we have a sign-in sheet up front. If you want to put your address there, or we can get you a piece of paper if you'd like to put it there. But we'd be happy to detail some of the things that we've worked on and gone through, and we'll respond to you in that way, okay?
Okay, sir, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
I was up in Snowshoe 3 times in the last month. I was at the pig roast for the Rails to Trails, great organization. I toured portions of Snowshoe Township with Rodney Preslovich talking about drainage issues and bridges, and also was up in Snowshoe to visit all of your local businesses a little over a month ago to promote our small business grant program. I visited every business I'm aware of on any road of any size, anywhere in the mountaintop area, including stopping by and having lunch at Brothers.
Yeah, we don't, that's something like. You just explained it to me,
Yeah.
but most of the people don't even know you're up there.
Well,
because the newspaper,
We're
I've been
true.
trying for 6 months to get the CBT, the Gazette, and Channel 6 News to cover the solar farm projects.
So I
And it's all
apologize.
rumors.
One of the things we try to avoid is a back and forth
Yeah.
during public comment. And so what we'll do is, we heard you loud and clear. We'll get you some written correspondence, okay? But we always appreciate the public comment at this time. So if you ever want to come back, feel free to do so, okay? But we'll keep in touch, okay? All right. Okay? You bet.
I would like
Oh,
to
no.
recognize the
Yeah,
fact
please. Oh, please.
that the bank situation up there, that is pretty untenable. And I know, Mark, you've worked on that before, and I think we're gonna
Literally
have
the only bank in the entire country in the last 5 years that opened up a branch after
Yeah,
one
right.
closed. So, yeah, I am.
We're gonna
I'll
have
effort on that.
to look at perhaps ways to incentivize that, because there needs to be good healthcare and financial institutions available up there. Thank you.
All right, so Seeing no other public comment at this time, we'll look for a motion to adjourn our meeting.
Motion to adjourn at 10:29.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you all very much.